Thank you. Thank you, Willard. Good morning to you all.
Morning.
Thanks, President Alistair and Ray, for inviting me to speak today. This morning, I'll speak to you about my Rotary journey and on membership. My Rotary journey started in 1994, as Willard has already mentioned, and when my husband joined Auckland Harbourside as a charter member. So the club was chartered by Mike Jadura. I'd like to just remember him. It's sad that he left us, and we Willard, there's a memorial for him on 21st of August, and I will send out the email. It's going to be in the district bulletin for him in Auckland. So 12 years later, in 2006, I joined Rotary and been active member now almost for 17 years. So why I joined Rotary? A member had actually asked me to join when I was attending the meetings with my husband as a spouse. She said, "You are already doing so much charity work in our club. Why don't you join?" So I thought about it, and I said, I decided to be a Rotarian in my own right. So this is my Rotary story. Why I continued with Rotary? Rotary gave me a lot of leadership opportunities, and I grew with Rotary over the years as a person. I became president in 2014 and again in 2021. I was a district trainer for 2 years in 2017. I have been involved in various projects for the club, but most meaningful to me is the Rotary Dictionaries in Fiji project. Our club has been doing this for past 8 years. For 2 years we couldn't do that because of COVID lockdown. And the members actually personally go to Fiji and distribute the dictionaries to the 5-year students in the rural schools. We have done 6 distributions over 6 years, and we just completed the last one in July with a new project leader. I took part in 3 of the distributions myself, went to the rural schools in Fiji. This project will continue, as this is a very worthy project for those students. They need these dictionaries, and for most of them, actually for all of them, this is the first book they own, and it's personally to them. I'm also a past president and trustee of Education First Trust, which was formed, I think, about 12 years ago. And Education First Trust partners with our Auckland Harbourside to do these dictionaries in Fiji. So we partner with them. We've been partnering for the last 8 years. So you've heard about my work already. I'm a financial advisor. It's a lifestyle job now. I've got a home office. I love it. So this morning getting up and coming here was a bit difficult for me, but it's good. So it gives me, this lifestyle job gives me time for me to work with the Rotary Club, Auckland Harbourside and Education First Trust, and also gives me time to go and visit my grandkids in Sydney. 2 I have. So now on membership. Firstly, I will read some of the RI theme initiatives for this Rotary year by the RI President Jennifer Jones. Imagine impact to expand Rotary's reach with high-level media around the world. How we can expand our reach and imagine Rotary with diversity, equity, and inclusion. Imagine a welcoming club experience with comfort and care. Our continued efforts to empower girls worldwide. The Imagine Rotary theme and how to use these designs alongside with other Rotary brands. Rotary's one of the objectives is, we believe that exemplifying and embracing diversity, equity and inclusion, call it DEI in brackets, should be a part of everything we do at Rotary. The impact starts with our members, people like you and I, who see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and in ourselves. This I got from the RI website. So it's all there if somebody needs to go and have a check. So you may already have done the club's health check survey at the beginning of the Rotary year. If so, this would already have given you an insight on your membership with actions needed to be done. This is a great tool for planning your new Rotary year. We know that all clubs have similar situations regarding membership. Most clubs have aging members, and we are not very good at recruiting new, younger members. Auckland Harbourside is in the same situation as other clubs. But we continually keep trying to bring younger members, including females, in our club. Twice a year, we have a membership evening to do a membership drive. We invite all our prospective members, guests, younger family members, and then we follow up. The membership director follows up with them by email, or keeps the following up. We may be able to sometimes get few joining from the membership drive, but only if we are lucky. I'll give you some of my thoughts on existing membership, which may be useful. So providing leadership opportunities to members. Members can get more involved by serving the club officers or as project leaders. So being involved. Put their expertise and skills to use and recognize them for their efforts. Encourage members to get involved in your club community for a more meaningful experience. So again, it's about getting members involved, especially the newer members. Organize new club activities, hands-on projects, fellowship dinners. Our club, about 3 years ago, we changed the format of our meetings. We used to have guest speakers at every meeting. I think one of the presidents came in and we tried this format, and we haven't changed since then. So what we do, so our club has one fellowship dinner at a restaurant each month, end of the month. We invite friends and family, and members love this. And we also invite any prospective members, that interested to know what we do. This is on a social level. So we did the survey that we did, a member survey we did this year. Most of the members said, please keep the fellowship dinner. So it's very popular, the fellowship dinner. It's more on a social level. And create an inclusive club culture. Now on attracting new members. Rotary is looking for people who want to give back to their communities, who want to grow their leadership skills and build on networking to grow memberships. I will share with you what one of our young club members said at the last board meeting. He is the club's president-elect, so he'll be the president next year. He's 44 years. His name is Johnny. Johnny asked us to include networking in our activities, which we haven't been doing. We're focusing more on the fellowship side and all that. So he said to us, why don't we include networking? As this will help younger prospective members to consider joining Rotary. Johnny has a business. He has been a member for 3 years. He loves our club and he loves what we do. So while doing charity work, he also wants to benefit from the clubs, other clubs, business contacts, to grow his own business and also to bring his contacts to the club. So it's both ways. It works both ways. So now we are actually looking at how we're going to incorporate networking into our club activities to work with the young members like Johnny. So here are some ideas on how to connect with prospective members that we try to do, but it's a difficult one. So have your own Rotary story to tell, like I did my paragraph, my story. So have your Rotary story to tell people when you're talking to them. Welcoming younger professionals into Rotary is essential for Rotary and our clubs. Creating a positive experience for prospective members. Follow up on any leads when younger guests attend. Call them. Have a guest book. We have a guest book, but we haven't used it that much, but it's good to record, or there are other forms of recording details now. You don't need the guest book, it's all digital. Include fellowship and networking in your program. Make new members feel welcome. Assign a mentor once a new member joins. Be flexible. Younger people do not like fixed meetings. They like online meetings. They like short meetings. And they don't want too much cost. So these are the things that we have learned over the years, and our club is trying to improve. Stay current, up to date, and make membership a priority. So on last Wednesday, at our club's meeting with Wayne Brown, the mayoral candidate, as our guest speaker, we invited guests as well. This was at Schwarzbachler's in West Haven. A number of guests attended, including 3 young ladies and a young guy. In the 30s, 40s, one was early 50. And they all showed interest to learn more about a club. And one actually asked for an application form. So it might work, might not work, but you've got to try. So we currently have 35 members, of which 12 are female, 23 are male. So 34% of our members are female. We're working on growing that. Even 50-50 would be good. So past District Governor Andy Rajapakse from District 964 in Australia is the New Style Club Specialist. So our district has organized with him and Barbara Mipset as RI Membership Officer. They're doing a membership workshop on 14th and 15th of August in Auckland. I'm sure all must have got notice of that. So Andy's background, he is the district governor for year 2020 and 2021. He increased the number of Rotarians in his district, 964, which is Gold Coast, by 400. And through the creation of new style Rotary Club models that is relevant in their community. So we are using, our district is using his expertise to run these workshops. And I think this workshop will be good because you'll get some idea on, some ideas coming from that, how you can improve. So if you haven't registered, register please, or see your president. He'll help you do that. Yeah. He said no.
Sunday morning.
I know, it's Sunday morning, 9 a.m. and there's one on Monday at 5:30, I think, the second one. So, whatever.
I'm waiting for the recording.
Yeah. Okay. So, that's all from me. So, President Ellerslie, you want to add something on to this, and then we can have a discussion or questions or anything?
Yep. What I want to do is kind of localise what Joyti was talking about. You'll recall, and that you participated in our membership survey. But taking the Rotary vision statement, we don't need to make life more complicated than what it is already. So Rotary International have already provided some wonderful resources, and the vision statement, so let me just read it again. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities and in ourselves. So taking, good morning, taking those three key words, we'll need to get Moaza down for a 5 minute to tell us about her trips and everything. Welcome. So taking those key words together. So one of the things that the survey really showed was that actually we love each other. Yeah, we do. We actually like being, you stop it, we actually like being together in club or, club meetings or in projects and stuff like that. So the level of togetherness we have is one of our major strengths. And it's really, really cool. Another key word, action. Now we are involved in a huge amount of projects, not only here, but also, of course, internationally through Polio now, through Beyond Water and others area as well. So we are about making change. And we can see that. We can see that in ourselves, and we can see that in the people that we work alongside and work with. But it takes an invitation. Now, my own Rotary journey started in Dunedin, and there was a colleague who, actually started before that. My father was a Rotarian, but he moved around a bit and you had to resign. If you left an area, you had to resign. You couldn't be transferred. Anyway, when I joined in Dunedin, somebody asked. Getting excited. Somebody asked me when I went to Napier, and this was the beginning of the transfer process. Salvation Army. We were looking at a property. Salesperson came along. He was wearing his pin, and conversation started. He invited me to the club, and a few years later, I was president for 6 months before going to Fiji. Then, of course, we were in Fiji and walking around with my pin. Another Australian, God bless the Australians, saw me and invited me to the Server Club. When I came to Auckland, I did the web search, and I really, breakfast club, that sounds really exciting. It's, it doesn't muck up the rest of your day, and, really, really cool. So I think I reached out, and then nothing happened. And then, that's right, I reached out, and then we went into lockdown in 2020. And then at the end of the lockdown, as the club was getting back together again, Chris Bailey phoned me and said, "Are you interested? And I'll meet you." So it took an invitation. Now, I'm a proud Rotarian. Now, I know pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, but we'll allow it in this particular case. But are you a proud Rotarian? Because we each, Joyti asked, who's your membership director? And I thought, well, actually, the 23 odd members, the 17, 18 members that are here today, we are all the membership director. I don't want to preside over a club that continues to reduce in number. I want to, as we work together, we want this club to go from strength to strength to strength. But it won't take me, it'll take all of us working together. So let's continue to feel good, doing good, and making a difference not only for ourselves, but of course the people that we serve. If you think things need to change, then tell me. I'm not a mind reader. You need to tell me, or I'm scary. Talk to one of the board members who are much more handsome than I am, and let's talk about what change needs to happen. We're very flexible. And we would want that Ellerslie Sunrise goes from strength to strength to strength. One of the things that I just thought about and noted down, next week, I think, Gabby, if you could email me the application page, I will then print that out and give that to every member next week so that you can put it in your back pocket, or you can scan it and put it on your phone or whatever. So you've got an application paper ready to give to somebody as you have conversations with people. As we proudly wear our pin, as we ready to engage in that way. So, any questions or any comments or anything?
I'd like to know, on changeover night, we had a placemat.
Yes.
And we had a pen, and we
Yes.
spoke, and we had to say something, or draw
Yes.
something, or a division of
Yes.
what we imagined what Rotary was.
Yeah.
Did you get some good responses?
Very good responses. So I'll talk about that at the board on the 16th, and then come and present that to the club. A lot of it echoed what people said through the survey, that we love each other, that we believe that we're a really good club and got a really good future, and there was some suggestions around format and stuff like that. So we'll look at that and definitely discuss it and bring it to the club to see where the change happens, etc. So thank you. Anyone? Yes?
Just a question. I don't know where the young Rotarians, what is it, Rotaract?
Rotary, yep.
Where does that stop and where does Rotary begin?
They've actually used to be up to 35. Used to be 35 years.
Yeah.
Rotaractors, the professionals. And I was talking to Chris Osborne, who's the new president of the Auckland City Rotaract. They've increased it to 40 for Rotaractors, but that doesn't mean that they have to join a Rotaract. Any young members want to come, they don't have to go there. They can come and join your club. So it doesn't mean. So I think what happens is who the people connect with. If they connect with you, whoever, any prospective member, anyone you talk to, they like you, they connect with you, they will follow you. So I think that's the key thing. So it doesn't have to be Rotary, it can be here, or you can refer them to the Rotary, the younger ones. They have different meeting formats.
Also, as Rob was talking about at our last meeting, the classification thing is gone. And said to Robert this morning, we can invite another accountant. We can invite, somebody else from the Salvation Army. We can invite somebody else from your particular business. So don't think it's narrow. It's actually very, very wide.
Yeah.
Some years ago, when I was on the district membership committee, because in my work this is what I did a district-wide survey of Rotary, and I got good response. What I targeted was those people who had joined Rotary in the last 12 months and those people who had left Rotary in the last 12 months. 100% of the returns, and this is in our islands as well, 100% of the returns from those who had joined in the last 12 months said the major reason they joined was to engage in community projects. 60% of those people who left Rotary in the last 12 months said they did so because they personally were not involved in community projects.
Absolutely.
Now, when you put those two together, you've got a very clear message. So, can I ask what is being done to encourage the young people, and we've got a lot of them here, to be involved in some sort of design or high level in those community projects? Or is it people my age, and Rotary's future does not lie in the hands of people like me? So what is being done to encourage clubs to give the power to those young people?
That's very good question. Actually, that you are so right. If members are not involved, as I had said in my,
that was very clear.
Yeah, very clear. They are bored. They don't know what what they're doing there. Especially the younger people, they need to do something. They only want to do projects. So my view on that will be that it has to start at the club level. So when you have younger members, you need to include them. Like have somebody be a mentor. One of the senior members has to be a mentor and include them in the projects. Like the guy I was talking about, Johnny, we've got few other younger ones, but Johnny is a good example because he's very committed to our club. He is in the Chinese New Year fundraising project. So he's been, that's how he actually came to our club, through the Chinese New Year project. So I would say that, but if you want me to go to the district level and see what I can bring some, I can talk to somebody there, the membership director there. But I think personally it has to start at the club level. You've got to, as I said, include them. It's a family, like Ellerslie saying, you know, do it together. You love each other already. So it's the connection is the same as my club. We are very similar, our both clubs similar. We've been there 28 years, and I think your club chartered about 30 years, something, something like that, or longer. But we are all here for the right reasons. Just give everybody work to do.
I think one of the risks, and I'm not really doing with it at this time, but I think at service organisations, is that often established members are very involved in certain acts, in certain projects. And we can talk about including new members, and we can talk about including the more diverse members, younger people and men, women, women, I'm sorry, men, God, we could start including men.
We're ready now.
Conscious of including men. But what ends up happening is I don't think that organically occurs the way humans behave. Because I think established projects become a social outlet for members. And I think the natural way is that the club members get into small, I'm not going to say cliques, but they're in groups. And as soon as a new member is viewed as simply a labour unit to turn up to some other things, but they're excluded from the dinners and I've seen it happen in lots of community organisations. And so that doesn't work either. So inclusion is not just the labour unit. It means, are they included in the social activity around that project? And I'm going to say to you, I don't think that occurs. Because people have got, in Rotary, people have got long established social groups. And that's something people need to be conscious of.
Yeah, and it's a new day, and so at board level, Moaz is going to come onto the board as public image, and really glad for the way Humanis is involved in some of the projects already. One of the challenges is, you take the emergency response kits. What the club has seen is, Willard does a lot of stuff, but now John's involved. So there is stuff happening. One of the things that does concern me, and Jill's right, we have a very established board, and one of the things that I talked about last year coming into this year is to have apprentices for the board members, because our current board members hold a lot of information, and if something happens, it's going to be a big gap. So we want to introduce apprentices. Now, it doesn't mean that they will take over that particular area in the following year, but we need to increase the participation. For me, when I've come to join in the projects, that's where you get to know people a lot better, and that's where fellowship. I'm not a kind of a dinner person, but I'll do it. But I love getting my hands involved in stuff. So yeah, watch the space. We're going to try and do more and more and more and more that way. And of the new members will not be as consistent as our more established members, and we just need to accept that, and not they're not here anymore, but actually continue to be glad and speak up positively about people's involvement, because when we do get the new members, just take a little while for them to understand and get into the routine, but it will be different, and it's exciting. It's not scary, it's exciting. Any other questions or comments?